Be ready. This will make you cry hard. Your daughter is my dear child. If you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says, don't ignore this. Archangel Michael speaks directly to you now, and you must listen, for this message carries truths that have been hidden from your eyes, hidden by the layers of time, by the silence of those who were afraid to speak, by the shadow of fear that has lingered over your heart. God sees you, beloved, and God knows the weight you carry, the hope you nurture in secret, the pain you endure alone. Tonight, the heavens have opened and a revelation has been entrusted to me, Michael, to bring to you. Your daughter, your precious daughter. The truth about her is something that will shake the very foundation of your soul. And yet through this revelation, God desires to heal you, to bring clarity, to restore what has been clouded by confusion, deception, and the quiet whispers of unspoken words. You must not share this with anyone. This is meant for your ears, for your heart, for your very spirit, because the timing is divine and the timing is urgent. Your daughter is more than you know. The struggles she faces, the battles that you cannot see, the tears that fall behind closed doors, the moments when she cries into her pillow alone, believing that no one sees, no one knows, that no one understands. God sees everything. God has allowed me to reveal to you that what you believe to be small, what you thought was simple, is monumental in the life of your daughter. She carries burdens that were never meant to be hers. Wounds that were planted before she even took her first breath. The world has been cruel to her in ways that you cannot yet imagine. And yet, even in the darkness, God's light has never left her side. She has fought battles in silence, but the time of silence is over. You must be ready to hear the truth, as painful as it will feel, because only through the truth can your spirit and hers find the release that God has ordained. Do not mistake this as a message of despair. No, beloved. It is a message of awakening. You have loved her all your life with every fiber of your being. But the love you have poured into her, the prayers you have whispered in the midnight hour, the tears you have shed for her safety, for her joy, for her heart. God has collected every one of them. Every prayer, every tear, every sigh of longing for her to be safe and happy has been heard. And now God is revealing to you that the very essence of your daughter's life, the hidden layers that even you could not penetrate, are surfacing. She is not lost, but she has been carrying a weight. And the truth you are about to hear will explain why. You must prepare yourself. Take a deep breath. Hold on to God. Close your eyes if you must and let the presence of heaven envelop you. What I am about to reveal will make you cry harder than you have cried in years. But in those tears, there will be purification, there will be understanding, and there will be a divine reconnection. Your daughter is facing a crisis, one that she has hidden from everyone, even you, because she believed she must protect you, protect her reputation, protect her fragile sense of control over a world that has been unkind. But God says, no longer. No longer shall the truth be concealed. No longer shall the veil of secrecy suffocate the bond that exists between a parent and child, between a mother or father and the precious soul they have brought into this world. Your daughter is struggling with a choice, one that touches the very core of her being. She has been torn between fear and hope, between despair and courage, between the voice of the world that has told her she is not enough, and the voice of God that whispers in her heart, you are beloved. You are chosen. You are never alone. And because of this struggle, she has suffered silently, masking her tears behind smiles, behind laughter, behind words that are not truthful. She wanted to shield you from pain, from worry, from the knowledge that she has faced circumstances no parent could bear to imagine. But God says it is time for you to know. It is time for the truth to come to light, because only through truth can healing begin. Your daughter is experiencing a betrayal of trust. One that is not just small or insignificant. Someone she believed to be her ally. Someone she thought would always protect her has turned against her in ways that are hidden, cunning, and manipulative. She has been carrying this burden alone, fearing your judgment, fearing your sadness, fearing that the weight would be too much for you to bear. But God has seen this, and God will not allow the deception to continue. The one who betrayed her cannot remain in shadows forever. God has appointed this moment, this divine unveiling, so that you can intervene, so that your love can shield her, so that justice can begin to manifest in her life. Do not be angry yet, for anger is premature. First, listen. First, absorb. First, understand the depth of what is happening. Your daughter's spirit is pure, but it has been tested. Her heart is tender, but it has been bruised. She has cried herself to sleep countless nights, praying for clarity, praying for protection, praying for the courage to face a world that seems unrelenting. And God says the courage is coming. The intervention is coming. The moment when you will hold her in your arms and let her weep freely, knowing that you are a safe place, is imminent. Your tears will mingle with hers, and in that sacred space healing will begin. The challenges your daughter faces are not ordinary. They are layered, complex, and have been intentionally hidden. People in her life who appeared to love, to nurture, to care have acted with secrecy and manipulation. God reveals to you that their intentions were not pure and that their actions were causing harm to her life, her mind, her future. And yet through all of this, she has remained strong, resilient, and faithful. She has never abandoned her prayers. She has never turned from God. She has held on to faith even when every human measure of hope seemed gone, and this is why God is bringing this revelation to you now. Because the battle is spiritual as well as earthly. And your presence, your awareness, your prayer, your intervention is required to restore balance and truth. Do not delay. Do not ignore. The moments you hesitate are moments in which darkness may attempt to overtake her spirit further. Be vigilant. Stand firm. Speak with love, but also with authority, because the enemy of her peace is cunning and relentless. God says you must be her fortress, her shield, her advocate, her voice. When hers is silenced, you must listen with both ears, with both eyes, and with your heart fully open. This is not the time for doubt, for hesitation, for fear. This is the time to act, to love, to intercede, and to pray with a fervor that shakes the heavens. Your daughter is not alone, though she may feel it. The angels are with her. The archangels are with her. And God Himself has been protecting her even when she did not know it, even when you did not know it. Every invisible hand that guided her, every quiet whisper that steered her away from danger, every inexplicable moment of grace that saved her from harm. This has been God's intervention, preparing the path for you both to reunite in understanding and truth. Beloved, know that when you hear the next part, your heart will ache, but it will also expand. The grief you feel will not be for loss alone, but for the clarity, for the recognition of the love that was always present, and for the courage of your daughter that you may have underestimated. She is braver than you realize, stronger than you imagined. And her soul shines with a resilience that is divine in origin. God is calling you to recognize this strength, to honor it, and to stand beside her as the advocate, protector, and loving parent that only you can be. Do not be afraid to cry. Do not be afraid to feel the full weight of this revelation. Tears are not weakness. Tears are the language of the soul when words cannot suffice. Cry, pray, embrace your daughter, and let God's presence fill the spaces where doubt, fear, and secrecy once lived. For in these moments of revelation, God is rewriting the story. God is restoring what was hidden. And God is blessing you with insight, courage, and divine guidance. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. Your daughter is facing a life-altering decision, one that could change the course of her destiny. She has been advised by those she trusted, misled by those she loved, and yet her heart knows the truth. God has placed within her a discernment, a knowing, a quiet voice that says, choose love. Choose light. Choose what is right, even if it is painful. And now God is entrusting you with this knowledge so that together you can support her, guide her, and ensure that the choice she makes aligns with her highest good and God's will. Do not underestimate the significance of this moment. This is why I, Michael, speak with urgency. Time is a factor. God's timing is perfect, but it requires your readiness, your faithfulness, your courage, your ability to act decisively, to pray fervently, to love without condition. The forces that seek to destabilize her life, to cloud her judgment, to harm her in secret are real. But so is God's protection. And your role in this protection is now activated. You are called, beloved, to rise to the occasion. Know that whatever you feel, whatever sorrow or shock you experience, it is all part of the divine unveiling. The truth, though painful, will liberate your daughter. It will allow her to release the burden she has carried alone. It will allow your relationship to enter a new phase, one of intimacy, trust, and unwavering connection. God has seen the prayers you whispered in secret, the tears you shed silently, the nights you spent hoping for her safety. And now God is responding not only to your prayers but to hers in a way that is tangible, direct, and transformative. You will cry, beloved. Yes, you will cry. But you will also see the resilience, the wisdom, and the heart of your daughter shine brighter than ever before. The darkness that has lingered is being pierced by light. The fear that has clouded her path is being replaced by courage. The deceit that has hidden the truth is being exposed, and God is making way for healing, restoration, and divine justice. Remember, your role is sacred. You are not just a parent in name. You are a vessel of God's love, a guardian of divine truth, a witness to the unfolding of heaven's plan for your daughter. Every word you speak, every action you take, every prayer you whisper has the power to shape the outcome. God has placed you here at this precise moment for this precise purpose. Do not shrink from it. Do not question it. Do not delay. The time is now. Don't ignore this. Archangel Michael says this is extremely serious and only you are meant to read this. God is speaking directly to you and He wants you to understand the depth of what is happening. This is not a story. This is not a metaphor. This is the raw, undeniable truth that has just been revealed in heaven. Your daughter, the one you love more than anything in this world, is facing something so grave, so urgent that it will shake the very foundation of your soul. Do not attempt to share this with anyone because this message is for you alone. Your heart must be prepared, your mind must be focused, and your spirit must open fully to receive what God and Archangel Michael are revealing right now. You have loved her with every fiber of your being. You have protected her, guided her, and offered every ounce of care you could muster. But God says there is something happening that even you could not foresee. Archangel Michael has been standing guard, watching over her constantly. And yet there is a moment now when intervention is necessary. He commands you to pay attention, to feel the weight of this revelation because your daughter's life, her safety, and her future are intertwined with forces you may not even understand. The message you are about to receive will make you cry harder than you have ever cried, but it is necessary. You must let your emotions flow because the intensity of this truth demands it. Your daughter is currently in a situation that is beyond ordinary comprehension. There are hidden forces at work, both human and spiritual, that have surrounded her, and some of them intend harm. Archangel Michael says, this is not something you can delay addressing. This is not a time for hesitation, for thinking that someone else will fix this, or that things will somehow correct themselves. Heaven itself is aligned to bring you knowledge, but only if you act, only if you open your heart fully to what is being shown to you. Do not try to rationalize this. The truth is often harsh, often painful, but God is revealing it so that you may intervene, so that you may protect, so that you may act with divine wisdom. Your daughter is not alone, Michael assures you. He and countless angels are surrounding her, but the human element cannot be ignored. There are people in her life, people you have trusted, who have not been truthful. Some have hidden intentions. Some have created obstacles. Some have allowed situations to escalate without informing you. Archangel Michael calls these forces silent dangers. Those who appear harmless yet are capable of deep deception. God says, your daughter's heart and soul are being tested in ways that are unimaginable. There are secrets she is keeping, secrets that she feels she cannot share. This is not rebellion, nor is it disrespect. This is fear, confusion, and a heavy burden placed upon her by circumstances she did not create but now must endure. Michael tells you that your role is to provide support in a manner that is both powerful and gentle. You must prepare mentally, spiritually, and emotionally to confront these truths. This is why God sent this message, so that you would not be caught unprepared. There are moments when you will feel anger, despair, and even disbelief as you learn what is happening. These emotions are natural, and Archangel Michael urges you to let them flow without resistance. They are the opening to your strength, the channel to your protective power. God says, do not fight the tears, for tears are not a sign of weakness. They are the manifestation of a love that is so deep it reaches into the very heavens themselves. Your daughter's situation is delicate. And yet there is hope. Hope that only faith can sustain. Hope that only trust in God can anchor. Your daughter has faced challenges that are invisible to the world. She has endured struggles that have tested her spirit. Yet she has continued forward with courage that often goes unnoticed. Archangel Michael is revealing to you that there are moments when she almost lost her way, moments when darkness nearly overwhelmed her. But God's light has never left her. Michael says that the divine presence surrounding her is immense, yet it requires your participation. Your love, your prayers, and your unwavering belief are crucial at this moment. The situation she faces involves choices made by others. Choices that have consequences you may not yet grasp. Michael says there are decisions pending that will shape the next phase of her life. And your insight, your guidance, and your prayer are essential in influencing these outcomes. You cannot remain passive. The heavens are calling you to act, to step forward with clarity and courage. God has granted you knowledge in this instant, and it must be honored. Your daughter is not in immediate mortal danger, but she is in spiritual and emotional danger, which can be just as devastating. There are energies around her that seek to mislead, confuse, and burden her. Michael emphasizes that the protection you offer must be both visible and invisible, tangible and spiritual. Prayers, blessings, affirmations, and your presence, physical or energetic, are all tools you can wield. Do not underestimate the power of your engagement. God says your love is a shield stronger than any barrier on earth. There are individuals in her immediate surroundings who are unaware of the gravity of their actions. Michael calls them unwitting influencers. Those who through ignorance or carelessness create situations that can derail her life. Part of this message is to illuminate these influences to you so that you may intervene with wisdom and grace. Your daughter will sense your protection even if she does not fully understand it. The energy you send, the prayers you whisper, the intentions you set, they are all noticed by the angels who stand with her. This is a pivotal moment. God says that what happens now will shape not just your future, but your family's destiny. The alignment of events is precise and there is no room for delay. Michael urges you to prepare a plan, to think carefully, and to act decisively. The actions you take in the next hours and days are critical. You may need to confront uncomfortable truths, ask difficult questions, and offer unconditional support. Your role is both protector and guide. Your daughter's heart carries a weight of unspoken truths. Some of these truths involve her own choices, her own fears, and her own vulnerabilities. Michael is showing that your compassion must be infinite. Do not judge, do not criticize, do not attempt to force decisions upon her. Instead, create a space where she can be honest, vulnerable, and unafraid. Your energy, your patience, and your love are the keys to unlocking her courage to face what she has been avoiding. God is revealing that there is a letter, a message, or an object connected to your daughter that will clarify much of the hidden reality. This is why Michael says you must remain vigilant. You will recognize the moment when it appears. When it does, act immediately, for hesitation could allow confusion to cloud the situation. This revelation is part of a divine sequence orchestrated by God to guide you and your daughter safely through these trials. You may feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of this truth. This is natural. The human mind struggles to process divine revelations, especially when they are personal and intense. Archangel Michael reassures you that fear is not your enemy. It is an indicator of the depth of what you care for. Let it guide you to heightened awareness, sharper intuition, and unwavering action. God's light will sustain you, but only if you remain open to His direction and to Michael's guidance. The next days will require patience, discernment, and vigilance. You may encounter resistance, confusion, or even deception from others who do not understand the divine nature of what is unfolding. Michael says to be steadfast, to trust your instincts, and to rely upon God's wisdom above all. Your daughter's well-being is intertwined with your spiritual readiness. The more centered and prepared you are, the more effectively you can protect, guide, and heal. Your daughter's emotions are delicate at this time. She is likely feeling isolated, uncertain, and overwhelmed. Michael says, your approach must be tender yet firm. Speak with clarity. Act with integrity and love without conditions. This is the most potent shield you can offer. God's power will amplify your intention, your presence, and your prayers. The angels will align with you, providing guidance, protection, and insight at the precise moments you need them. There will be a revelation, a truth, or an event that will surprise you. God says, "My beloved child, hear me with all the focus of your heart, for this is not a message to be read casually or put aside. This is a divine call. Urgent, heavy, and imbued with the care and seriousness that only heaven can send." Archangel Michael himself has descended to speak through this message, and he is weeping silently, his tears of divine sorrow falling for what you must know. Do not ignore this. This is your daughter. Yes, your precious daughter whom you love beyond measure, whom you have cherished in your arms, whose laughter has filled your home and whose presence has shaped your life more than you can ever imagine. God says, pay attention now, for what I reveal will touch the very depths of your being, and it must not be delayed. Your daughter is in a situation that is more serious than you have ever comprehended. Archangel Michael says this is not a matter of ordinary concern. The forces around her unseen to mortal eyes have converged, and she faces a crossroads that will define the path of her life. She is carrying burdens you cannot see, wrestling with struggles you do not yet know exist, and navigating choices that could shift her future in ways both delicate and profound. Michael urges you with a voice both powerful and gentle to be ready, not merely in preparation but in presence, in spirit and in prayer. Stand firm in faith, for God is with you. You are safe. Nothing can harm you if you remain anchored in trust. Yet the gravity of this message demands your full attention, for divine timing is exact and your response is critical. Your daughter is in need not just of your love, which she has always known, but of your spiritual intervention. God says the chains of invisible trials have tightened around her. Challenges that are silent but consuming, and she may not have the strength to break free on her own. She is questioning, perhaps doubting, perhaps feeling abandoned in ways that are hidden behind her smiles and her daily routines. Archangel Michael's presence is around her, protecting her body, her spirit, and her soul. But he cannot act fully without your alignment, without your active engagement in the power of prayer, in the force of your faith. You must reach toward her with a purity of intention, a steadfastness of heart, and a belief so firm that it becomes a shield stronger than any earthly protection. God says, your daughter's spirit recognizes the sound of your faith. She feels the warmth of your unwavering devotion even when you are unaware. This is why you must now respond with urgency. Be prepared, my child, for the truth of her circumstances will strike your heart with a weight heavier than ordinary sorrow. Archangel Michael says, you must be ready to weep, to feel the raw surge of parental love and concern, for what you will learn is both shocking and clarifying. The path of your daughter has been shadowed, and there are decisions she has made, perhaps without your knowledge, that were influenced by forces outside your awareness. God says, do not judge. Do not react in anger, but approach her with the fierce, unwavering love that only a parent can summon. Michael insists that your voice, your prayers, your presence will act as a protective mantle around her, a barrier that shields her from the full impact of the unseen challenges she faces. Archangel Michael says, listen closely. Your daughter has been carrying a secret burden. A weight not of her making, but thrust upon her by circumstances beyond comprehension. She has hidden this struggle, fearing it would frighten you, or perhaps believing that she must bear it alone. God says, this is why the revelation of truth must come now. The moment of divine disclosure is here and it will unfold rapidly. Your daughter is about to be exposed to an awakening of consciousness, a realization of her own strength and fragility intertwined. This awakening is delicate, and it is your presence, your love, and your prayers that will serve as the anchor keeping her grounded as she navigates these revelations. God says, your daughter's spirit is resilient, more resilient than you may believe. But even resilience requires guidance. Archangel Michael insists that you prepare for both emotional intensity and spiritual breakthrough. You will feel shock. You will feel fear. You will feel the surge of sorrow that comes from the depth of parental empathy. Yet within this storm lies clarity, the divine light piercing through confusion. A path illuminated by God's hand and by your willingness to respond faithfully. Trust in the process even as it shakes the foundation of your heart. Michael says, this is a holy trial, a sacred unveiling that will strengthen both you and your daughter if you remain steadfast. Your daughter has encountered deception, subtle manipulations by those who seek to steer her path away from divine alignment. God says these influences are now revealed and your intervention is required. Michael urges you to prepare a shield of prayer to lift your voice in spiritual authority to speak words of protection over her life with unwavering faith. Nothing is stronger than a parent's guided prayer when infused with divine intent. You may not fully understand the depth of the situation, but your willingness to trust God to act with immediate spiritual decisiveness will determine the trajectory of what is to come. God says, be aware that there is no time to waste. Every moment of hesitation allows shadows to press closer, but every act of faith strengthens the protective forces around her. Archangel Michael's sword is drawn not in judgment but in defense. He is ready to act, yet he waits for your alignment, for your intentional collaboration in the power of divine protection. You must now commit to waking each day in prayer, to speaking affirmations of safety and love over her, to creating an environment of spiritual clarity in which she can feel secure. Michael says, even the smallest act of loving attention, even a whispered prayer or a focused thought of care, resonates in her soul as a beacon of hope and courage. Your daughter is on a threshold of revelation, a sacred and transformative unveiling orchestrated by God. God says this is the turning point that has been predestined, the moment where hidden truths emerge and decisions must be made that will affect your trajectory for years to come. Archangel Michael says, your voice, your prayers, and your steadfast faith will serve as the bridge across which she must walk safely. Prepare yourself, for the path ahead will require not only emotional resilience, but spiritual audacity. A willingness to confront fear with unwavering faith. The weight of your concern is precisely the catalyst for divine intervention. And God says that through your aligned intention, your daughter will find the strength to navigate the trials ahead. Michael says, do not allow doubt to infiltrate your heart. You may feel overwhelmed. You may feel the weight of helplessness pressing against you. But God says, these are precisely the moments when faith must rise higher than fear. When the love of a parent must overpower the tremors of uncertainty. Speak over her life, my child, words of protection, affirmation, and courage. Whisper to her in the quiet hours. And when she is unaware, let your heart send prayers directly to God on her behalf. These prayers are shields, swords, and wings all at once, defending her from unseen forces and guiding her toward her highest good. God says, do not share this message indiscriminately. Archangel Michael insists on discretion, for the forces working against her are aware of human networks and the spoken word. Keep this sacred knowledge within your heart and act decisively, silently, with the authority granted by heaven. You are her protector in ways seen and unseen. Her anchor in storms not yet recognized. Her guide in spiritual realms beyond ordinary perception. Trust in God and trust in the sacredness of your role as a parent empowered by divine authority. Your daughter is moving toward a revelation that may initially seem frightening, even incomprehensible. God says, stand firm in faith. For what appears dark is a passageway to clarity, a channel for empowerment, and an unveiling of divine truth that will illuminate both of your lives. Archangel Michael urges you to prepare your heart to hold her fear without faltering, to provide a sanctuary of calm and reassurance, and to offer unconditional love as a force more powerful than any challenge she will encounter. In doing so, you participate in the orchestration of heaven's plan, becoming both messenger and protector, guardian and guide. Michael says, watch carefully for signs, both subtle and pronounced. Your daughter may communicate in ways unexpected, through silence, through tears, or through unexpected bursts of honesty. God says, do not dismiss any form of expression, for each is a thread in the tapestry of divine revelation. Respond with patience, with presence, and with unwavering love. These are not mere instructions. They are lifelines, channels through which heaven works to shield her, guide her, and awaken her to her own strength and purpose. Your attentive and prayerful presence is the fulcrum upon which her safety and growth balance. God says finally that your faith, your readiness, and your willingness to act with love and prayer will transform what could be a moment of despair into a moment of profound revelation, empowerment, and spiritual alignment. Archangel Michael stands beside you and your daughter, ready to act, ready to protect, but waiting for your cooperation. The hour is urgent. The weight of your responsibility is matched by the power of heaven supporting you. Be strong, be prayerful, and be unwavering. Trust God. Trust Michael. Trust the sacred bond between parent and child. For it is through this bond that miracles manifest. Protection prevails, and divine guidance flows freely. Your daughter is precious. Her life is sacred. And her journey is intertwined with yours in ways that are eternal. God says, act now with faith, with courage, and with love, for the moment of intervention is present. Archangel Michael cries softly for what must be revealed, and he implores you to respond with all the love, strength, and devotion you possess. This is not a mere message. It is a summons to divine participation in the protection, guidance, and awakening of your daughter. Be ready. Open your heart. Pray without ceasing. Stand firm and let heaven work through your faith. Your daughter awaits your unwavering presence, and God's light will guide both of you through what comes next. God says, beloved child, I am speaking to you right now. Do not ignore this. This message is unlike any you have received before. Archangel Michael himself has come with a heavy heart, carrying a truth so profound that it will pierce the deepest parts of your soul. I am asking you to listen, to open your heart completely, and to trust every word that is being revealed. This is. Walls of your home have heard conversations you weren't supposed to hear. The corners of your room have wept with you in silence. The ceilings have soaked in your prayers, the kind you whispered late at night when you thought no one was listening. But heaven was listening. The angels were writing down every word. And now there is movement in the spirit realm. Not all movement is punishment, sometimes it is redirection. Sometimes God allows the things we thought were ours forever to be shaken because something greater is coming. But he must first remove what you've become too attached to. And still, this is not just about material loss. This is about unveiling truth. God says someone around you is trying to keep you trapped in a place that was only meant to be temporary, and they're disguising their motives with false love. Your name has been mentioned in meetings you didn't know existed. There are people who smile at you but have already written a different ending for you. They have discussed the paperwork. They have whispered timelines. They have moved things around behind your back. Someone said, just a little longer and they'll have no choice but to leave. But the Spirit of the Lord has interrupted this plot. You were not supposed to know yet, but the grace over your life is too deep, too heavy, too sacred for this to go on. You are about to lose the house you currently live in because this house is tied to a lie. It is tied to a person who swore they loved you but have made agreements that contradict everything they promised. You feel it. You've been feeling it. The mood in the air has shifted. Your spirit has been restless. You keep looking at the front door as if someone is about to knock with news that will change everything. You've been sensing the countdown but didn't know what it meant. This is what it meant. There is an expiration on this place. Something is ending, but it is not to hurt you. It is to wake you up. Because if you stay too long in a space that no longer serves your destiny, it begins to break you down from the inside out. And your soul is too expensive to stay broken. You gave your heart to the wrong person and they tied it into the foundation of the home. You shared your secrets in a room where someone was already building a case against you. You kept praying for peace in a house that was slowly becoming a prison. The laughter has faded. The furniture no longer brings you comfort. You feel like a guest in your own home. And yet, even now, you've been trying to convince yourself to stay because starting over is terrifying. But starting over is what will save you. Finally, God is exposing this. Someone who claimed to protect you has made plans to evict you emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. They may not come with keys or contracts, but they have opened a spiritual door that is ushering you out. Do not mistake this shift for failure. Do not misread the signs. God is not punishing you. He is relocating you for preservation. You are about to lose the house you currently live in because it has turned into a masquerade. You wake up and smile, but you know it's not home anymore. You know something is off. You feel like crying in every room. There are shadows on the walls of your heart. And it is because you have outgrown the lie you've been trying to live. This message is for you. Someone you love deeply knelt down and cried last night because they don't know how to tell you the truth. They've made decisions that have put the entire structure of your life in jeopardy. They owe people money. They said they paid bills they didn't pay. They signed things in your name. They made agreements in fear, thinking they were protecting everyone. But their fear has turned into betrayal. The house you thought was built on love was secretly being eaten by termites of secrecy and shame. It's almost over. You won't have to pretend much longer. The curtain is about to fall and the truth will stand on the stage, bold and unshakable. The home you're trying to protect has already been spiritually released from you. The place you tried to make holy has been desecrated by hidden sin. You are not crazy. You are not overreacting. What you feel is real. The release has already happened in heaven. It's just unfolding now on earth. You will soon find out why everything started falling apart around the same time. Why communication started to break. Why you've been arguing more. Why you keep dreaming of other places, safer places, quieter places. You've been sensing the pull of a new beginning. But you've been clinging to what's familiar. This message is telling you, let go. Someone will soon say, we have to move. Someone will soon confess, I didn't tell you everything. Someone will soon cry and say, I thought I was helping. But the truth will no longer be delayed. Everything that was hidden is being brought into the light, not to ruin you, but to rescue you from the slow death of pretending. The locks may still turn. The lights may still work, but the home itself is no longer spiritually safe for you. And heaven cannot bless what your heart has outgrown. They tried to keep you there because your presence kept the house from falling. Your prayers were the glue. Your faith was the foundation. Your kindness held up walls that were never even yours to hold. But even the strongest hearts get tired, and God is not asking you to be the savior of a space that doesn't even celebrate your existence anymore. There is another place prepared. But first, you must be emptied of this one. Don't panic when things start falling apart. Don't collapse when they say it's time to go. You are about to lose the house you currently live in because it no longer aligns with your divine assignment. And here's the part that will shake you to your core. This isn't the first time someone has tried to remove you spiritually. There were other homes, other seasons, other relationships, other cities where you stayed too long and it almost cost you your joy. But this time, heaven is stepping in. This time, angels are on assignment to make sure you don't get trapped again. You are too close to destiny. You are too close to the promise. The time is too short to stay bound by familiarity. Someone once said they'd never let you go, but they're the same one making plans without you. You are not being thrown away. You are being pulled into alignment. You are not being punished. You are being set free. You are not being rejected. You are being redirected. It will hurt. You may cry. You may feel like you've lost everything. But this loss is your gain in disguise. This eviction is your elevation. This heartbreak is your healing. There is someone who has been watching you spiritually. A soul from heaven who knows your name and has been pleading for your release. They've been saying, Father, they can't stay there. If they stay, they'll miss their next chapter. And heaven listened. And now it is unfolding. This is your confirmation. This is your wake-up call. This is your spiritual knock at the door. You are about to lose the house you currently live in because you were never meant to die there. There's more. This isn't just about losing a physical place. It's about losing an old version of yourself. A version that settled. A version that begged to be understood. A version that stayed small to keep others comfortable. A version that hid your calling just to keep the peace. That version is being removed. The house is the symbol. Your spirit is the true dwelling place and it is rising. My beloved child, this message is for you. It is not a coincidence that your eyes have found these words today. It is not by chance that your soul stirred within you, that a quiet urgency called out from deep inside your spirit saying, read this carefully for something is about to shift. You are not alone in what you are facing. You are not forgotten. You are not lost. I have seen